Couples Therapy brought to you by Lion's Den. I love this one because it starts with, here's how it starts. Mm-hmm. Kelly, help me.
Oh, uh-oh.
I mean, I don't know, Louis. We're just
done.
like...
Oh, no, the pressure's on.
Kelly. That's how it starts. Kelly, help me. I wanted to get a new Christmas tree, and I thought it would be romantic for me and my boyfriend to go and get one together and start new traditions in our new home. However, he already had a fake tree that is still in good condition that he wants to keep using. I do not want to use it because he used this tree with an ex-girlfriend. I think it's weird, and there's memories for him of her with this tree. He wants to use the same ornaments he's had too. They never lived together, but they took pictures with it. He thinks I'm crazy, and we should use it since it still looks nice. Am I crazy, or do I have a point? Anna in West Jefferson. Kelly.
Oh, well,
Kelly.
My head's kind of swimming on this one. It's just one of those little things. It's not a gigantic issue, but it is something that is interesting. I do feel like in a good, healthy relationship, two people who love each other, with these little type decisions, you do kind of try to defer to each other. Like, what do you want? No, what do you want? Like, really, if you have a strong opinion on something, I'm happy. Like, go for it. We'll do it your way. You know, I want Charlie to be happy, and he wants me to be happy. So we're always looking out for each other's best interests. So I would say if you have an issue with this Christmas tree, no matter how big or small, it appears to someone on the outside, if it's like a silly issue or a big issue, you've got an issue with it. I think it's such a small thing that it would be nice if your boyfriend said, let's just get a new tree. That's fine. I understand. I want to start fresh. I love you. And if this is important to you and you've made your view known here to me, 100%, like no big deal. Let's go get a new tree and we'll get all new ornaments and start fresh. I feel like that is a nice thing to do, a nice thing for a healthy boyfriend to do. I don't understand why you would die on the hill of using this old Christmas tree, even if it's in good shape. Who cares? Get rid of it. That would be my perspective. If I was in your shoes, Anna, I would wish and hope that hear what I was saying and say, hey, no big deal. Absolutely. I love you. Let's just start with a fresh new tree. That's what I think. I think you have a point. Yes.
So she's not crazy.
I don't think she's crazy here. No, I don't. It's a small issue, and it would be nice for him to say, that tree means nothing to me. Absolutely. If you don't want to use it, I'm fine with it. Pitch it. We'll give it to somebody. That's great. We'll go get a new one. Yeah, I feel like that is the nice thing, the healthy thing to do.
The only thing is, we had a tree when I was growing up, a fake tree. And we had it my whole childhood. And I got it when I moved out on my own. And it went through a couple of girlfriends. But I had this with my grandparents since I was a little kid.
Right.
So I would think, it had nothing to do with a girlfriend. And she said they didn't live together. But it was old and worn out, so I don't have it anymore.
But that's the thing. If you were to express as the boyfriend to say, hey, let me tell you why I love this tree. It was my grandparents.
Right.
I grew up with it. And then she would be the good girlfriend to say, oh, man, I didn't know it meant so much to you. Absolutely. If this is meaningful for you, I want you to use it. Like, this is such a small issue that I feel like either side could defer to the other one. That's what love is. You hear that it means something to somebody, and would you like to interject here in the middle of my thought?
Mike Funk for the win.
What'd he say?
Tell Westside Jeff to get over it. She's hopping on the same D that he shared with an ex, and guess what? There's memories there, too.
Oh, my gosh. Jeez.
And he's not wrong.
I think if somebody's got it, if he's got a reason for it, is there a reason, Anna? Is it the same thing? He's had it as grandparents and it's childhood memories, and it's something you can defer to and say, if it means that much to you, then absolutely. I feel like
there's a real simple solution to this. Compromise is the key to everything. He wants the old tree. She wants a new tree. It's time to stop celebrating Christmas and convert and become Jewish and celebrate Hanukkah. Problem solved.
Well, Andrew says, makes sense to me. Maybe compromise and use the same tree, but different ornaments. Because, see,
that's where I kind of lean towards.
Yeah, it'd be different if he and the ex went and bought this tree together for their new home, and they bought all the ornaments together, and it was what like they shared at their first Christmas, then I think you might have something there. You know?
The thing is, it's not about the tree. It's about her feeling like she's not being heard. Like, she's saying, listen, you did this, like, I feel like you shared this with your ex, and I want a fresh start with the tree.
Which is where the ornaments come in. Why couldn't you use the same tree? I mean,
it's not about the tree, I'm saying. It's about her feeling heard and her boyfriend saying, I hear you. I hear you that this means something to you.
So he could say, I hear you,
I
understand why this means something, but we're using the tree.
Exactly.
I mean, if that's like the situation or the hill you want to die on, you just must have this tree. I feel like that's a weird thing, weird position to hold.
But
with
see,
somebody.
like for us, we have our tree is an amalgamation of the kids' childhoods, her childhood, stuff that we bought together, stuff for our dogs, and then new stuff that we collectively, as a dysfunctional family now, have combined. So it's like a combination of all that stuff. So it's not necessarily, to me, it's not the tree, it's more the ornaments. And my response to her would be, hey, I get where you're going with the ornaments that I shared with my girlfriend, so why don't I keep the ones that I've had in my childhood, and you and I can add some new ones to this.
Perfect solution.
And do it that way.
Because you're hearing what she's saying. You're receiving it, and you're saying, hey, I will respond in a way that's very kind and loving toward you. I love you. I want you to feel comfortable with our Christmas tree.
It's either that or we become Jewish, and I do think they give you a bonus for converting, so...
Then you get like lots of presents.
Right, exactly. Like 8 crazy nights.
It's funny the difference like what we get with listeners like back to back. Danny said, not crazy at all. I feel like most girls would feel the same way. Then Joe says, this girl is literally psycho. So it's like
I mean, I feel like it's when you're with somebody, it's your desire to love them well, isn't it? And me hearing that something bothers you makes me say, what can I do to help in this area? What can I do here so that you don't feel that way? And even though it's a stupid tree and everybody's like, oh, in this economy, why are you going to buy a new one? That doesn't sound like money's an issue for them. It sounds like it, but, whatever.
Apparently we're getting a ton of texts and comments on that.
It's so great. Jason said, you just need to mark your territory. Pee on the tree and it's yours. No need to buy a new one. My gosh. Brady said, not crazy. Men and women are different. If you were a guy, it would be crazy. Our logic comes before our emotions and sensitivities for others.
See, now we're starting to let the whores into Christmas because I bet she's going to wear some panties that her ex bought her, and and I don't think he'd care. So Kendrick does have a point, but, Yep.
Jake says he thinks the issue is that she wants a real tree and doesn't want the fake one.
But just say that.
Coming up with
that. Just say that.
Yeah.
Just say that.
If you got this great relationship, just be honest.
Right.
I mean, you don't need to make up something about a girlfriend. That's silly.
I don't think that she's making
I don't
it up.
either.
I think she wants a fresh start.
I agree.
And he's not responding to that. So I would say look for this issue in other areas of your life, Anna.
Darian said that my fiance and had her grandparents' tree from when she was a kid. It's old vintage and has built-in lights. It's showing its age, but I continue to fix it and make it work because I know how much it means to her. That's just what you do, with people you love. It would be easier to buy a new one, sure, but, which is a good, valid point. So
as long as we're all you're listening to your significant other. Are you listening? Are you responding in love? Or you just basically want your own way with everything? And I'd say it goes in both directions with Anna too. If her boyfriend expressed the fact that this was a sentimental tree and that he really would crush him to not have it, Anna, are you hearing him? It goes both ways. Listen and respond to each other.
Doug, unless there's some video of him and the ex getting it out under the tree, I don't see the big deal. Some new ornaments together. It's more about hanging out with people you love than a tree.
Rooster said, this is the problem with paganism. Nobody wins. Alex said, I agree with her. New tree and ornaments. An ex of mine made my family homemade decorations, and they still put them up around the house today. I feel so dirty looking at them.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Can you imagine you take the new significant other over to the family's house and then you're seeing decorations?
Yeah, there's still evidence of your ex.
And oh yeah, my ex made that. My parents still put it up. It's like, oh, now that's awkward.
No. Jeff said this is the difference between men and women. Women think emotionally, men logically. What he's thinking is, why would we spend money on something when we have something that's perfectly fine? Because using it with his ex means nothing to him. She is on the she's on the emotions that he shared with someone else. And, that's
I
the
think
difference.
that is great insight, Jeff. It really is, because men and women do think differently.
Yeah.
Very proud.
Very much.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
in the beginning of our marriage, my husband and I would just want to unload, about something. And then he would come back with this plan on how to fix it. And I'm like, no, I don't need any plan to fix it. I just need to unload. And so it's like one of those growing moments where he's like, oh, okay, I get it. You're not looking for help with it. You just need me to listen. Yes, absolutely. Because he's practical. He's like, how do we fix this? And I'm like, nope. I just want to yell and cry about it, and then it'll be done. So it could be. I like that. It is true. We do think differently.
Oh my gosh. Allie said things you never cross over in relationships: rings, sex toys, and ornaments.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
Rule of thumb.
All right. I can accept that.
Nate said, I understand compromise is great, but what's next? New car, new bed?
Maybe, Nate. Maybe.
Possible,
Maybe.
Nate.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, the bed that should be the biggest issue, right? If you were sharing
I
that.
don't want this bed because you shared it with some other
Right.
whores.
Yeah, well, there's something to that, isn't there?